Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Delhi 1 Toastmasters meeting number 314. We belong to District 41, Division Area A2, and our club number is 489008. Our club mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. By attending this meeting, you agree to the privacy policy of Toastmaster International as well as the unassociated remote hosting services. Personal information such as image and any shared messages may be shared with other meeting participants and will be recorded by Toastmaster International, who may use the recording in the future as it is fit. Your remote attendance hereby discharges Toastmaster International from all claims, demands, rights, promises, damages, and liabilities arising out of or in connection with the use or distribution of said video recordings, including but not limited to any claims for invasion of privacy, appropriation of likeness, or defamation. These are some of the rules of our meeting. Please always be on mute. Unmute yourself only when it is your time to speak. Also, there is a raise hand button option at the screen below participants, which one can use if he or she wants to participate in the table topic segment. Please also ask only the tech master if you are audible, visible or not. And please use the chat option also, but avoid messaging in between to avoid any distractions. Also, do not share screen in between to avoid any distractions. With this, now I would like to hand over stage to our President, Toastmaster Roli Sina. Toastmaster Roli, over to you.
Thank you so much, Acting Sergeant at Arms and our Tech Master. Thank you so much for that introduction and for managing all of these tasks so beautifully. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Earth in attendance, yes, but we are also here for a very, very noble purpose, and that is to identify the truth of where we are, the truth of what our plans are, and the truth of where we are coming from and why. To help us understand how we are going to manage all of this, we have our own area director who has his home club in Delhi 1 Toastmasters, Toastmaster Anand Kumar, serving as our module master for the moments of truth. He's already worked very hard to ensure that as many of our members who could not make it to this meeting for some reason or the other still get a chance to provide their inputs, their feedback, their comments, their suggestions for our improvement, and to help us identify the right set of challenges that we can try and overcome in the next term. And moving on to our area director and our module master, there is very little that I can say for him to introduce him, simply because he's done so much. He's the youngest one amongst us. He's the youngest president that we've had. And he is also the youngest person I have known with such maturity. He makes sure that everything is done with the right intent and to the right purpose in the right manner. There is very little that can be said that he will not be able to achieve if he is on the deck. To command such a presence with such humility is very rare, but he does all of that in the most perfect manner that you can imagine. I will not take much of your time. There aren't any guests here at the moment, so we will hold on to our guest introduction and our guest feedback towards the end of the meeting. Hopefully there will be some joinees, and I'd like to invite on stage, so please help me welcome with a huge round of applause, our area director, our module master, to conduct the moments of truth for Delhi 1 Toastmasters for this term. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Roli. And I would like to add to what Toastmaster Roli said. It might be true what Toastmaster only said is true, but to add on the same, it's always the group of members and you actually are surrounded with that and such other people alike. So it's the credit also goes to the whole of the DOTM club and members like these. I would just like to take some time to share my screen. So give me a few seconds. Yeah. And if anybody has to be admitted, please take a note of the same.
Toastmaster Anand,
Toastmaster Alok.
Anand, your voice is breaking.
Yeah. So, and we are at the Levan Toastmasters and moments of truth actually is part of the club. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Am I off my video? Can I confirm?
yes, your voice
Toastmaster
is clearer
Anand.
now. Yeah. And do you want to share your presentation with Alok or anyone else who can share the screen?
Yeah. Am I audible now? Can you just confirm? No.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Just a minute. So I'll just share my screen. Just bear with me because I'm facing a bit of network issues on my end today. Yeah, my screen should be visible now. Yeah. Can you confirm if my screen is visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So we'll just begin with a small video and then I will come back to you. Stopping the recording. Yeah. Just give me a few more seconds before you resume the recording. Just give me, I will just let you know the same. Will you stop the convenient meeting? Yeah. Thank you so much, Tech Master. Convenient location, guests invited to address the club and guests invited to join. I'm just sharing the responses which we have received in the Google form. And here are the causes for which, for the segments which we have been marked free or less. I'd like to read out the same, and then if anybody has anything to add, they can come up. We would love to hear from you. So the first is that the guest book and guest tax doesn't gel up with the criteria on online meeting, and we need to convince guests to join, like some daily words to be posted in the guest book. This is the first one. The second is the introduction of guests to all EC officers is something which we miss, maybe because of the time constraint in the online meeting. Guest logbook is provided, and it is just that the format has changed the way we record it. Like now we do it from the registration list, but I guess no feedback response is collated, which specifically highlights what our audience liked and what did not work out for us. And the third, professionally arranged meeting room. Most of the member and guest audience video remains switched off. This makes meeting less interactive. And online meetings is something which is coming time and again towards the end. So these are the potential causes which we have, the members have put in. Is there anything which someone would like to challenge the same, or if someone would like to modify or add to the same? Like what might be the other potential causes which you feel as member, or what you have experienced as member or as a guest while you attended the online meetings in the past 1 year?
Toastmaster Anand, could
Yeah.
you also share the actual number, the score that we have gained on this particular category, the average one?
Yeah. So I will share the same. Like I
At the end, or
yeah. I was planning to share it towards them.
okay. If you have the numbers handy, it would help because then we
Yeah.
can
Just give me a
like
second.
discuss on that particular category accordingly.
Okay. Just give me a second. Uh, okay, I can just move to the. You just give me a second. I will stop the screen share
Sure,
and I will
sure,
share it.
sure, sure. It might be there in the Google form itself where the pie chart was shown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, Gavilier Mannat, you had raised your hand. Did you have a query or did you want to make a suggestion?
Yeah, and please let us know because we don't want this session to be one way through communication. We want it to be as much discussion based as can be. So yeah, here are the scores which we have received, average score for every question out there. So this is the score which you can see, and this is the potential causes. So we'll first discuss the causes, and then we will come with the possible solutions to address.
Okay,
So
thank you.
yeah, so uh, any of the people who would like to challenge the same or who like to add to the same. I will take three counts to the same. If not, we will move further. But I would really urge you that you please come up with your uh, opinions because that will help the club to serve you better in the upcoming months.
Okay, I'll make a suggestion here. I think the score overall for all of these questions for this category is very high. Most of it is above 4.7 or 4.6 rather. But if we had to average it down, maybe it would come down to 4.4 or 4.3. The math results can help out. I think that the point that people are sharing that we are missing is the introduction of the EC officers with the guests. And probably in one of the questions, this was also shared as a suggestion, maybe not this one or maybe another one, but it was shared that we could all just name ourselves so that the EC officers are uh, depicted. And if, for example, I could name myself as president and Rolisina, and then if I am doing a role, then it can come after the term president. So that can be one way of managing this introduction of the EC officers to the guests and the outside
Yeah,
members.
I think the like suggestions is still pending. So if we can first come with the causes if anybody feels, and of course, I think um, that's also a suggestion which is out there in the other part. So we can go
Hmm.
through the same. Yeah. Uh, if anybody would like to stress on the causes and timer, please let me know if we are approaching 5 minutes. Even
6 minutes are over.
Okay. I will take a count of three. So if anybody else causes, please let us know because your words actually do matter in moments of truth. Okay. Count one, count two, and count three. Okay. Now we'll go to the solution for the same. The first is that each day vocabulary and lively interaction to take place for members to connect better. And then we can rename ourselves the same thing which Toastmaster role is just stated now. We can also keep a small break in between if time permits, and call it networking break, where people can interact, or else one can interact with guests informally both before and after the meeting, just the way it is done in offline meetings. Guest information is collated. It is helpful to add on the same. We can send a Google form link where their feedback response can also be collated formally. A vice president membership normally collates such feedback for internal purposes specifically. If that is being done, it can serve the requirements. We can think of filling in the same or using the meeting quality form to collate such feedback from guests, since not many people responded to meeting quality and speaker feedback form. Okay, that's a long suggestion someone has given. And we can have some meetings with the guests to connect better with them. So these are the 4 suggestions that have come in. Anybody who would like to add on to the same?
Could you just scroll up? I want to see what the first suggestion was.
Each day
Okay,
vocabulary and
e-vocabulary and
lively.
lively interaction to request for members to connect better. Okay. Perhaps if this suggestion has to be included for this category, we can have this kind of an event on some kind of a frequency which is feasible, but also post it in the guest group, and then the guests can also interact over there if they can join in. Because
Only right
otherwise
now-
this,
Sorry to interrupt, but right now I think in guest group only admins are allowed to post, and no guest can, write up or add anybody.
yeah, that's okay. So the admin will post the event link and the guests can join, is what I'm saying. Because the first suggestion, if you see, it is that we should have some kind of a lively interaction, perhaps on vocabulary, so that the members can connect better. But it is coming as a suggestion for first impressions for guests. So if the guest interaction has to be increased, then we can do this, of course, for the members, but we can also post the link to the guest group, and then the guests can also join it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Anand, 10 minutes are over.
Okay. We'll take another 1 minute. I know I'm stretching the time, but the feedback is important. Anybody else would like to add to the scene?
I really like the suggestion of taking a break in between the meetings to connect with the guest. I think we can do that. I think it is mentioned in the suggestion as well that we can do it in between the meetings or after the meeting is over, so that the guest can know, even if not all the members, at least the EC officers, and can connect with them. And also, I think if it's possible, while we create a description for each meeting, so we can also add the names of all the EC officers right at the end of the description of all the meetings, which we send in the group. That's it.
It's there in our agenda, right, Santosh?
Yes.
It's in the agenda, but like the agenda is just, I think it's just accessible to the members, not to the guest. It's like, is that
Yes.
right?
It's only 2 members here.
So for the members, so for the
Can we, Rolly, can we share the agenda with the guest as well?
We can discuss once with the EC. If the members are, if the EC officers are okay with sharing their telephone numbers with the guests, then we can share the agenda as it is. Otherwise, we can take the contact information out and then share it.
Okay.
Baldev sir would like to say something.
Yes, please. Just I was thinking about this break thing, So we are assuming or we are referring that it will be like in-person meeting, right? Then the break. is possible, or we are talking about both our in-person meeting or online meeting break?
So right
So-
now we are, yeah, we right now
No,
we
please go
are
ahead.
right now we are looking at from the perspective of online meetings, but of course, yeah, even in offline meetings, that's something which is done like a break in between, and even that suggestion I can see it's something which is even followed in European countries, like in UK and in American countries where they keep breaks in between. So I think the suggestion is on the same line. So even in online meeting, you can keep the same. This is, I guess, what people is trying to say.
It's good to have a break in a longer meeting, but my own experience, both here I can say, and few meetings which I attended in North America and this thing, it's difficult to bring the people back once it is break is there. So you might allocate 3 minutes or 2 minutes, but people will go on and on. I mean, that's my experience. That's
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Sure, I will take a note of the same. Thanks for your suggestion, Mr. Baldev. Anybody else would like to add? Okay.
I actually
Count.
agree with
Yeah.
Toastmaster Baldev about the break during the meeting. But I think that we can have a session which is conducted after the meeting just for the guests. Of course, depending on the number of guests who are there. Or we can have a interaction session before the meeting begins.
Okay.
Any of the AC officers can conduct that session.
Anyone else would like to add or come up with a new idea or something? Count one, count two, and count three. Okay, thank you so much. Now we move to the second part. That is the membership orientation, and there are 6 parameters. And you can go through the same, the scores. It's on your screens. I would like to just read the causes first, and then we will come to the suggestions part. Membership pins and manuals doesn't gel up with online meeting. A formal induction of members is missed due to lack of time and agenda, possibly, although we recognize new members. Either TMOD or president normally does that. Pins and badges are not furnished due to lack of pre-planned budget for the same, as badges need to be changed every 6 months as new officers get elected. Assignment of mentor is done appropriately for new members. The learning needs are assessed. For veteran members, the same at times gets missed because of lack of other veteran members who can needs if that members of that member specifically. Learning needs are assessed normally before MOT in July and August, but the plans may change as the year progresses, and especially during these COVID times. This sometimes leads to retention issues as well. Members have shown a greater commitment to be a part of club activities in the recent times, but either due to lack of knowledge / resources and time constraint, members have not been able to explore these in depth, which I feel they would love to do if guided upon. Do not have any member with disability in our club, and members are not aware of pathways details. Hand holding when a member joins. Quite a lot of suggestions for the causes. Yeah. Anybody would like to want to add to the same?
I think in case of learning needs assessed, uh, may I ask that the speaker's feedback is counted in this parameter? I mean, learning needs assessed.
Speaker feedback and learning needs. I think it adds to the same, but not necessarily we get to know what is the requirement of the speaker, like how many levels or what specific thing which is trying to learn in that very pathway, or maybe in just not in the communication journey, but also apart from that in leadership journey or maybe something. So that's something which I will bifurcate between the two. But if Toastmaster Rudy would like to add, because she has more idea about this.
So the learning needs assessment is done when the people join our club. And in my opinion, the observation that has been made that it is done only at the beginning of the plan. And as the term progresses, I wouldn't say as the year progresses, but I would say as the term progresses for a particular Toastmaster, the learning needs would change. And that assessment is not done again. Also, the current learning needs assessment form that we use won't be possible. It won't be possible to modify that form for taking in multiple inputs from the same member. It allows only one input from a member at a time. So we may need to come up with another form for this purpose. But I think we should, because this is a very valid point that learning needs change with time.
Okay, I have noted that point. Anybody else who'd like to come up with other pauses? And timer, please ping me at 4:30, 4 minutes and 30 seconds, so I can just wrap it up within 5 minutes. Yeah. Anyone
Okay.
would like to add to the same?
Anand, for the member involved in club activities, for let's say take this meeting for example, we can see that there are very less participants, so we can send a message in the group, or president of BPH can send a message to at least join if possible, if they can join these meetings regularly.
Okay.
So this gives them a
5
reminder
minutes
of
Okay. We will just take anybody would like to add to the same or any other suggestions quickly.
I'm happy with the idea of
we can hear.
Alok, yeah. Alok, can you just repeat the last part of your suggestion? Maybe I misheard.
We can send a reminder
The
for
reminder for the, yeah, thank you. So I agree that we can send the reminder. We can always drop in the reminder just before the meeting. I'm just a little concerned that these are members who are paying their membership fees out of their own pocket. They have joined a community club for their own improvement. There has to be a very strong reason why they are not able to attend the meetings. Because I think we are all adults and it's very clear to all of
You are on mute, Rolly.
still on.
No, she's not on mute.
were you able to hear me?
We were not able to hear the last
We
part.
can hear you now.
Okay. All right, so let's just try this again, otherwise I'll switch to the other device. Okay, so I'm saying that we are all aware that if we do not attend the meetings, we will not progress in our speaking journey at least. Leadership journey we can keep aside for the time being. So a reminder in the group just before the meeting can definitely be dropped. Like we can share that reminder around 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock on Friday evenings. But we are we have to acknowledge that there has to be a very strong reason, and it would be a very strong individual and personal reason for each member who is not able to attend meeting after meeting. I agree that the attendance is low, but to the best of my knowledge, there are strong reasons for almost all of the members I know who are unable to attend, who are not here today.
Okay. Because I'm also a member, I'd just like to add to the same that of course, like if you are able to see my screen, there are 16 responses that we have received up till now. So on our club roster, we have got 25 people and 16 have only responded. 9 have still not responded. So even if we, let's say, drop the messages, it might be something which they are not actively looking for right now. And their like motivation needs to be revamped. So that might be a thing which might like, because just dropping a message might not work, because that might just be another message on the WhatsApp. Okay. For one last time, is there any other thoughts which you would like to achieve?
Do we want to come up with some kind of award for, attending 10 meetings in a row, 5 meetings in a row, such kind of a thing, instead of
Yes,
having
we can do
reasons
that.
jotted down?
We can do that.
That's a good idea.
And I can see that our secretary is nodding his head. He's the one who's going to give us the data and the names at the end of every month. And we can award the Toastmaster of the month according to various criteria. One of them can be the number of meetings that have been attended, the number of roles that have been played. And if a Toastmaster takes up multiple roles in a meeting, then of course they get bonus points for that. I think we can definitely do this. We have the data. It's just a bit of analysis
Yes,
that we
it's a great idea. We can do that, definitely.
So yeah, just thank you, Shubham, right? Shubham had made that suggestion.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I'm just extending your suggestion for counting not just the attendance, but making sure that we recognize our Toastmaster of the month. In fact, we should call it DOTMite of the month.
Anand, 10 minutes are over. Anand is not in the meeting. It's Anand.
He's there now.
By the
Thank you.
time he joins, I'll just take a moment here.
Sure.
Only do we need to come up with some kind of reference scheme or something? I was just thinking on the guest side to have more footfall in our club, and we can have better interaction with them. Like you can say, na, 1 or 2 guests per quarter from each member can be referred. I don't think that's a big target, but still, such kind of references will have help.
In the
Yes.
meantime, if I can have the post access.
Sorry?
In the
Yeah,
meantime,
we were
if I can have the
just
post access.
requiring the co-host access. So Alok will do the honors, and I'll let Toastmaster Baldev provide his suggestion first, and then we can respond.
Just on that, inviting a guest or bringing a guest, this works to some degree or to some extent. The best is like we talked before, to appreciate or to acknowledge the attendance exclusively for the people who are very, very regular in the meetings. Because guests become members, and let's say I was a guest last month and I became a member. 1 or 2 meetings I might attend. So that means after that, if I disappear, certainly there is something in the service that I had certain expectations, club unfortunately couldn't meet that. That is the fact, you know. So I think the coming back to the attendance part, that might be more valid or doable. Uh, that's the only comment I have at the or suggestion at the moment on this. Yeah.
Okay,
Did
so
I-
then you are sure. So I just want to clarify, you are reiterating that we keep the attendance award separate. The contribution as a member, as a role player or as a speaker, we keep separate. Is that
yes, yes.
Okay.
You can
Sure.
recognize the member who is just attending the meeting. That's it. Nothing
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
Sure.
In a month. That's no point. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anand, you can ask
Yeah.
for like one more like time if anybody has any more suggestions. Otherwise, I think we can move on to the next one.
Yeah, we still have got 30 odd seconds. So if someone has any point, they can come in.
We have Deeptendu here, and he's quite a senior Toastmaster as well. He's been an area director as well. Hi, Deeptendu. So welcome to the club. We're discussing the membership orientation category. And even though we've recorded a pretty high number on this category, still we are trying to identify if we can encourage more attendance from our members and somehow, ensure that the member retention, of course, is then the prime objective at the end. Would you have any suggestions for us?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for calling me out, Rolly. And hello, everyone. So, Rolly, I don't know the demographics of this club. What percentage of this club's current members are new? How many are old? I don't know that. But given the attendance today, which is about 12, excluding me, and given the fact that it is a moment of truth session, I am going to take a wild guess that most of the club members here are not new. They are either medium old or very old. Maybe that is why they haven't shown up for moments of truth. If they would have been new, they would have want to experience this moments of truth session. So member engagement, if we have to keep it high, I would say that every meeting we should strive every meeting to be a template meeting. Like it should highlight the best of Toastmasters. For example, many people like the evaluation aspect of Toastmasters. So every evaluator, or at least the speech evaluators, are so good or so well prepared in every single meeting that every member feels that I should come and I will have some learning. Because one reason why Toastmasters don't stick around is due to lack of learning. That is what I have seen in my club as well. So are people satisfied with the learning outcomes in this club? This is a question that we can ask ourselves as club members and see how to address it, and try to conduct every meeting like it is a template meeting that we want to showcase to the world.
So fantastic suggestion. I'm so glad that I called you out. I didn't call you out. I invited you for a suggestion and you gave just that. Thank you so much. I think it also goes back to the point that Toastmaster Baldev was making and what Shubham has also said. And just to answer your query or like your guess about the demographics of the club, it's actually a mixed this thing. So most of the club members are actually new Toastmasters. Yes. So, but they like each one has a very, very solid reason for not being here today. Like somebody is not well, somebody's family member is not well, so or they have a work commitment. So I know that there are actually solid reasons for them not to be here. But we did make an effort to gather those responses before the meeting discussion could happen here. And we were able to gather 16 responses out of 25. So yeah, that is a matter of huge concern.
So that means it was just coincidence that people were busy.
I wouldn't say busy, I would say they have reasons.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But we also have point number 4, so maybe we could just.
The point number 4 on the suggestions.
Yes, yes.
Okay, club can assign its DCP and award criteria in such a manner that every member needs to explore. Let's say to know about best practices of club, the club can decide internally that to complete level 3, one needs to give a speech outside the club or or on similar lines, so that will help members to take up the roles, club sponsor, club mentor, speech, etc. etc. And SAR can help in this regard by making sitting arrangement or other facility needed. Need to follow up with members to ensure that they are enrolled in pathways at the earliest important point. I need a better acknowledgement process to congratulate members for their level and path completions. So related to pathways.
I'll address the point about pathways first. So pathways enrollment needs to be ensured. Like we need to really identify if any of our members have been with the club for more than a couple of weeks and they still haven't enrolled in pathways. So those should be our first priority, definitely. And the second one that we are congratulating 11 in path completions in the social media, but we are not doing it in the club meetings. I think that should be done. So probably these two things, like the progress chart that has to be shared on the DCP and the club success plan, and the congratulations or like the recognition of the achievements of our members during the meeting, that part definitely needs to be done. So I'll work with our Vice President Education and Secretary to make sure that this part is done. For the point about assigning the DCP and award criteria in such a manner that members go out of the club as well, I think that merits a thought. And we should be thinking about maybe, so the EC should be thinking about how we can organize or introduce awards in such a manner. So club specific awards, just to make sure that we award these kind of people. Because by itself, DCP does not demand that.
Yeah. Okay, just to wrap it up, then this for last count. If anybody has suggestions, please come up quickly. I will count in 3.
Okay, Anand, before moving to the area, can I suggest one thing? Regarding the, we make a roster for the whole term, like in this meeting, this person is supposed to give a speech or this role for the entire month, not just for this week only.
Sure.
In that way, we can.
Got it. So you want to talk about calendar? Okay. Just to add to the same, according to I was going to one of the manuals, and it actually iterates that a club ideally should have 3 meetings lined up. Like they should know how things should be. So that having a calendar can of course be a good suggestion. Thank you so much, Postmaster Alok. I hope that will be taken care of and will prove helpful. Okay. Anyone else? We are running really, really late.
Anand, I'll just ask a silly question. I'm not very much aware of the DCP part.
Okay, no question is silly. I will just give a glimpse. So every club has has to fulfill certain criteria to win the like the President Distinguished Award or the DCP, that is Distinguished Club Program. So every year we need to complete 10 goals at max, which we can complete. So if we complete 5 goals, we will become president. We will become distinguished. If we complete 7 goals, we will become select distinguished. And if we complete 9 goals out of 10, we will become president distinguished, like the highest level which a club can achieve. Now it then
last year we did all 10. That's why we are a DCP club. That's what I think Roli mentioned.
President distinguished. President
Right.
distinguished.
We are president distinguished. So basically, it has got several factors in it. Like few will be educational awards, we will be membership based awards, we will be
Got it.
training based
Now
awards.
I can relate to what Roli mentioned 2-3 meetings back.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, thanks.
So I will quickly count for count 1, count 2, and count 3. Okay, we'll go to the other one, that is the fellowship, variety, and communications. And here is the same. Work not properly distributed among all the EC officers. Some have too much to do, while some have too little, while some roles demand less work. Being an EC, they should be active in helping the other ECs. Online platform, less informal interaction. Due to COVID, there is no social interaction. However, inter-club meetings could be arranged. Monthly video to be worked upon. Maybe because we plan on a weekly basis, holding social events at times get missed, although they are scheduled once in a while. Apart from contest, interaction about club level interaction above club level is missing because of lack of knowledge, due to which one is not able to see the bigger picture. Inter-club contest or joint meeting is missing, which brings in networking, etc. Possibly because of lack of proper laid out agenda for the whole term. Okay. Inter-club events not held for the past 6 months. No inter-club activity, not enough members involved in the VPA team, and excessive workload on few shoulders. Anybody who like to add to the same? The floor is open. You can, of course, go through the scores towards your left-hand side on your screens. Let's try to stick with the timings. You can, without wasting time, you can come up. Don't hesitate. We'd love to hear that. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, no one is coming. Anybody who like to come up still? Maybe to, yeah, of course, Mr. Lee was saying something.
Yeah, I think Toastmaster Dipendu has a very good idea. Toastmaster Dipendu, can you share that idea with all of us?
Yeah, why not, Roli? So what we can do is that this club's DOTM's VP education can network with other clubs in the area and division and go for a role player exchange. And this can be easily done in this online format. Once physical meeting starts, it might not be that easy or feasible. So we can go for a role player exchange. So a DOTM member plays our counter role at my club, for example, TMWD, Toastmasters Club of West Delhi, and someone from TMWD plays the same role at a DOTM meeting. So and that would help in improving the member experience as well, and of course members would be observing something in the other club and bringing the good practices back to their home club. This would enrich the club, and of course the member also would feel connected to the Toastmasters community at large, and networking is at the heart of the entire Toastmasters experience. So the member would feel more enriched and more satisfied with Toastmasters as a whole. So we can go for a role player exchange, and it's possible in online format. So this
That's a
would
good
bring variety as
suggestion.
well.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Taken a note of the same. Any other suggestion? Probably it should remain of PR,
Yeah,
sergeant, all.
I understand we are falling short on time. Thank you, Toastmaster Dipendu, for that suggestion. For all of these points where we are recording a very low score on the social events, the inter-club events, I think we must try to. Has Anand dropped off? Anand is still here. Thank you.
No.
Okay. So I think we should form a small committee or a team of enthusiasts who can regularly interact with other clubs, make sure that we conduct a joint meeting, because obviously that point is very valid. It cannot all be left on the VPA's shoulders. That there's already too much work there. So we need to bring in more members who can help out with and focus on these kind of activities. So make sure that inter-club events are happening, role exchanges can happen, We can have joint meetings, we can have social meetings. So we can form a committee of maybe 3 or 4 people who can concentrate on this task. The club newsletter and website, I know that our PR team is working towards it. And I think Toastmaster Anand has done quite a bit on the website front. So I'm hopeful that next month we will have a better idea on these kind of things. And Toastmaster Shubham and Toastmaster Anand, feel free to contradict me if that's not so.
No, we are in line.
Great. Toastmaster Anand.
So I have nothing to add to that. Okay. I have taken the note of the website. I have taken a note of the club newsletter and of the committee. 3 points raised, and one from for exchange among clubs. So exchange of role players. These 4 points. Anything else? We have got another 30 seconds.
I just like you to connect with the VPPR. He may not be very active until the month of October due to some health issues, but I'm sure that Shubham and Gunjan are working towards it. So we can probably try to brainstorm and then address this issue of newsletter and website.
Sure. Okay. Okay, I think there are no more. Yeah. Sorry. Do you want to add any point?
The second, to make our meetings. Can we dedicate an entire meeting for specific contests like tall tale contest or table topic or general speech contest for everyone, so that everyone can participate? Can this be done?
Yes.
Yeah,
Once in a month?
Yeah,
Yes, it can be done.
yeah, it
Yes,
depends
can
on
be
the
done.
at club level, like you can have as much as contest as you want, but at district level there are only 4 contests which can be held at max. So at
3.
club level you can have
3.
4 in total, so ISC plus 3. So of course, if you can have tall tales, you can have other contests, humorous or another one. That's a point I've taken a note for contest. Okay, I will take a count of 3. If the no points come in this time, I will close the same for the causes part. Yeah, Toastmaster Baldev.
Yeah, just on the same line, like a theme meeting dedicated like table topics or tall tale. We might also consider to have an inter-club debate if that's also there. So, yeah.
Okay, sure. Inter-club debate competition. Okay. Anything else? Someone would like to add?
Area level debate. Anand, get your entire area together. Will help.
Possible.
Okay, I will take that point and I will come to the EC during the area council meet on the same.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
Anand, I wanted to make a point, Anand.
Yeah, Devi.
Yeah, probably sometime we can have some innovative meetings like an impromptu meeting or something, like we all take roles impromptu. I think that requires like little more effort, but maybe sometime we can try it out.
Right, impromptu, and there is like a backward and forwarding the reverse
Yes.
meeting and all. Yeah.
Some meetings, so it will be a little bit of a variety in the meetings, and we can break that normal routine meeting. We can break that flow and get something different.
That's a good suggestion.
Yeah.
Anything else from, especially those people who have not yet spoken, feel free to come out. I will be taking you up for the suggestions first for the next one. Okay, I will take a count of 3. If there's no more suggestion or pauses, so we can just end this. count 1, count 2, and count 3. Okay. So many suggestions have already come in for this fellowship, variety, and communications. I just like to read the same, which has been written here. The EC officers need to know the new horizons they can reach and what all can be done being the club guidelines. There should be proper interaction between the EC officers. Let's plan some fun meetings, reverse meeting, joint meetings, as it treated by Devi. If we can we should plan the calendar about interclub events, social events, etc. I'm sure we would hold the regular intervals and they are evenly spread out. Club can ask associate EC officers to attend TLI, and similarly for upcoming EC officer nominations, attending a TLI can be recommended and nomination committee can highlight the same. This will also ensure members slowly and steadily start exploring outside the club to at contests and other such social events. Inter-club events should be held regularly. VP Education can take a call on this. Need small teams, perhaps pairs of members to focus on meeting variety. Inter-club events, social events need special attention to be paid to newsletter and website. More members should try to participate in the events and work in the Toastmaster community outside the club and collective efforts. I think most of the suggestions are already being said beforehand, but still you have got another 3 minutes to iterate the same if you want.
12 minutes are over, Anand.
Okay. Anything else if someone would like to add? Most of the suggestions have already come in.
I think it's okay. We can move on.
Okay. So I'll just count till 3, and then if no one else has to add, we can move on. Count 1, count 2, and count 3. Okay. This is the fourth, that is program planning and meeting organization. And for these, we have received a fairly high score. And the causes have been equated as this. There is some issue. So meeting, I think it's some issue with my device. I will just read out from the other. So it's from program planning. Okay. Meeting generally are delayed by 5 minutes and stretch up by 15 minutes. Meeting end timings are not adhered. Members are not very involved in the role descriptions. So this is the challenge which has been created. So any other challenge which you face, members are facing, or you have faced as a member?
Hi Anand, I have one point. The last positive and helpful evaluation. Yes, right, it is there. But if someone get any evaluation or feedback, that evaluation not shared with the members anymore. I mean, with speakers basically. So that we can do.
So evaluations, you mean to say like the evaluator gives the evaluator sheet back to the member,
yes,
the speaker.
we can also do. Other than that, others members, whoever give
Okay,
their
so the
feedback to the speaker.
feedback form.
Hmm.
Yeah, just to add, we have like when I was the sergeant at arms, we received quite only a few. So that's something like the turnout for people who fill the form is less. But yeah, there are a few people who fill the form every time, but most of the people don't fill it. So that's something which can be taken care of. feedback form and the evaluation. Okay. Anything else?
My suggestion would be on the meeting schedule, as in, we can have our meeting, the host can start the meeting around 6:15, and we can have some kind of informal communication and, agendas for the first 15 minutes before the official meeting starts, so that, people feel more familiar, like it would have been in your physical meeting. We meet only once a week. It would be better if we can have such kind of thing.
Okay. So because people are also coming up with suggestions, again that issue came up. No issues, I will try to handle the same. Okay, let me just go through another. Just give me a second. There is some issue with the sheet. That's the reason it's happening. Yeah, we are on program plan. Yeah. So the suggestions are all members, especially council team, to join 10 minutes ahead and absenteeism to intimated in advance so that timing can be adhered accordingly and adjusted. One suggestion would be to hold different kind of sessions. For example, like last year, EC decided to hold every third meeting of the month as different meeting. But then we got in the loop of holding panel discussion when we felt short of speakers or to come up with new ideas, like to have modules and other such sessions. Need stronger and more involved members and mentors. So mentor and mentee. This is future. Yeah, because people were coming up with suggestions who just want to pull it both the causes and suggestion part. Yeah. Anybody would like to add the same? So we have got two suggestions, one for the feedback and for the evaluation sheet, and other for having an unofficial agenda before the meeting starts. Anything else apart from what we have on our Google sheet?
I would like to make a suggestion regarding the evaluation. So basically, evaluators can follow up with the speaker, like how he has made changes about the evaluation. I think the evaluation, what is done, it is not follow up with the speaker. So that might, the evaluation might go into sideline.
Okay.
So that suggestion could be taken place.
Okay.
And my second suggestion regarding the form, the meeting quality form, as we all are so involved in the meeting, uh, it members don't have a time to think how to basically give the feedback. If the meeting quality form, or a speaker quality form can be made simpler by any of the suggestions, that is most welcome.
Okay, we have got another 2 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll begin with Santosh's point first, because it also goes ahead to Shubham's point. So for positive and helpful evaluations, I think Jatin also mentioned this. Yes, we need some kind of an interaction to happen between the evaluator and the speaker after the meeting, because that's usually what we used to have in our physical meetings. Later, after the meeting would end, the evaluator and the speaker would discuss, and then the evaluator would share a lot more points which could not have been covered in those 3 minutes, or which the evaluator might have felt might be too hard and too sharp to be shared in a public forum. So that is one part I think needs to happen. The second is that every evaluator should fill the form and submit that form to the speaker. It has to be made a practice, because otherwise there's no record. And if I have to identify myself as a speaker, whether there is any growth or not, I won't be able to do that. My evaluation forms are actually my report card. So my progress is very visible if I see the trend analysis there. Second, meeting quality form to be made simpler is actually organized on the basis of the MOT. just to make sure that we don't lose sight of these points as we go along through the entire year or the term. And it should not be restricted to just the MOT time itself. But yeah, one thing I would like to suggest, instead of asking the feedback form to be filled for every speaker or every role player as and when they are coming on the stage, it can be done at the end. So the end part is like completely missing at the moment. We do ask for the feedback to be filled in while the speeches are going on, but we don't ask for the people to fill the meeting quality form towards the end. So I think when I or the acting president are asking for the polls for the main role play, we can also ask everyone to fill that meeting quality form. And I remember at least like Ripon as a president, and I was the VP head, I used to make sure that he gives 2 minutes of time during the physical meeting for everybody to fill the form. Nothing else, just fill the form. And we used to get feedback then at that time. So
That was something which I have taken note of, the helpful suggestion. Now, is there any point if someone would like to add? I will count till 3 if
I have one
yeah.
suggestion. Like,
Yes.
not every week, but I think every month we can organize a mentor session where the mentors can connect with all the mentees they have, and we can have a discussion over the meetings that have been there in the past 1 month. So I think that can be helpful to some extent.
Okay, that's a good suggestion.
but I don't think that it can be a part of a meeting already. See, because we are already discussing that every third meeting should be a variety of a meeting. And we are also discussing about club level contests and inter-club events, social events, etc. So we are discussing a lot of things. And to get the mentor-mentee forum to happen as a part of a meeting might be too much. Before or after, as per the availability of both the mentor and the mentee, we can arrange. And yeah, so every week, 6:15 to 6:30 or 6:40, not 6:40, okay, 6:35. 6:15 to 6:35, we will dedicate to discussions. If any mentor-mentee pairs are there in the meeting and they want to go into a private discussion, we can open a breakout room for them and they can go and hold a discussion for 15-20 minutes. And if there is anything that we need to discuss as a club, we can discuss it during that time. Otherwise, that time can be utilized for informal discussions and just regular networking and personal connections.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. But one more suggestion, because someone said that we must stick with the time. So I will suggest everyone
Oh,
if we
yes.
can be short.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's one thing. So if anybody has any suggestion, please be crisp and short, because we are running really, really late. So yeah, if anybody has suggestions, please quickly let us know. Okay. Okay, we'll count till 3. Count 1, count 2, and count 3. Okay. We'll move to the 5th part. So there are quite a few on membership strength. First, I will go with the causes and then with the suggestions in the same go, and then we can talk, like we can have 10 minutes for the whole thing. To make the new members feel welcomed and old members engaged, we need more informal meetings. I'm not sure of member building programs. Okay. We have witnessed decline in retention. The reasons could be work time and meeting time conflicts. Apart from that, attention and motivation deficit in online world of interaction is another case. Members need awareness and sponsoring member and sponsoring members, and they should be or during membership campaign on. So he's talking about, he or she is talking about membership campaign, and highlight if someone helps the same or sponsors of the member. The club has witnessed a good growth of membership in the recent times from the guest leads we receive in normal business days. We need to plan specific membership campaigns at strategic months of the TI year, like during renewals and membership campaign months. Okay. Vice President membership does not have enough bandwidth. That's something which even I am facing today. And the suggestions, members should be tagged on social media handles. Even if the member count is more than 20, we need to have a system wherein members are classified as active and passive. Informal contact of not just few EC members and BPM is key, but the sense of belongingness and fraternity is must. Mentor-mentee program can be crucial aspect as they know each other better as human beings and lend support to Toastmasters program and contests and speeches. This builds faith and trust among them, and this fraternity can help in membership retention. PR campaigns can be held to highlight the same. We can start a PR initiative where we can ask weekly some questions which helps with Toastmasters knowledge. This will not only be fun and bring in healthy competition on club's WhatsApp group during other weekdays, but also build community and open up people more. Clubs can target to hold speechcraft or demo meetings at colleges, corporates, at other such places, or target audience from undertapped social media handles like Meetup, LinkedIn. Joining groups on every LinkedIn can boost a lot of leads and potentially we can convert them. PR can also run specific membership PR campaigns to add on the same. Whew. And the last one is need members to come forward to take up campaigns and events. So quite a few on membership campaigns and events. Yeah, anything someone would like to add? We still have got 7 minutes to go.
Just want to highlight this point of tagging people on the social media handles. Although, President Roli also mentioned two meetings back that we need to take consent from all the members. But, all people are not even a part or they're not following the Delhi One Toastmasters on the social media. Like only on LinkedIn, we have 212 followers. So I was just trying to upload one poster and I could not tag anybody over there just because they were not the members. Or, there are n number of people like say Anand, there are n number of Anand. So I don't know which one to tag exactly. That is the thing which should be immediately we should work on. Definitely as a part of PR team, we will work on it. But for the member at large, we need to follow and, become a member of the social media handles.
Okay. That's a good suggestion. As a member, I'd like to add to the same because LinkedIn, we have got our own ID as a person, and then there is a formal institution kind of thing. So these are two separate. So it becomes difficult the from LinkedIn like connect and so like, basically you can say that we got two IDs or something similar of that sort. Exactly the same, but yeah, I'm not getting the answers, but I mean to say this near. So that's one thing. And apart from same, we need to take consent from the members if we are trying to tag any person before the hand. So that's something which will be my point of concern. But yeah, I'll go ahead if any other person has got a point. We still have 5 minutes. Yeah.
We don't have a proper membership building campaign. And we know that our VP membership has a personal challenge because of which that bandwidth cannot be utilized, so to speak. In my opinion, there is a VP membership team. I think they need to be a little more active and come up with these kind of programs because they're like the new lot. Alok is here, and I'm sure that he has extremely creative ideas for just asking members to make sure that we build a proper membership campaign, like inviting more people or targeting a specific set of people. Maybe we invite, uh, we send a special invitation to students or to corporates, like the way pubs and bars do media night and student night and all these kind of things. We can do something like that, but we need to do that. I agree with Anand, and Shubham already knows the viewpoint that I have about taking consent, but I have a very strong feeling that consent is not being withdrawn. It's not that people are resisting and they're saying we will not give consent. I think that we just need to get started with that task. And Jatin has a point.
So, firstly, I would like to say any of the members or the EC committee can reiterate at the end, follow the LinkedIn page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, so that it becomes be in the memory of the members as well as the guest. And second point, my thing is, like, if we have some interesting speech or the sessions in the meeting, then the clippings can be uploaded to the LinkedIn or the YouTube, so that it is much more easier to view. So basically, no one goes to our YouTube channel and watches a 2-hour video except me, because I'm the secretary. I have to make the minutes of meeting. So for the interactive part, I believe such small clippings can be uploaded to the social media of interesting sessions.
Yeah, just to add to that, I have seen clubs who have a really very good strong PR campaign because uh, like because membership is also closely related with the PR, so they both can work closely on the same. And yeah, a good point where people might not watch a 2-hour long meeting, but short clippings it can be helpful, let's say, of speeches and so forth and so on. Okay, we have got another just 1 minute, so if we can quickly come in if anybody has to share something.
Yeah, taking out a specific speech might be a challenge. What we can probably do is that once I think there is a trick to doing it. I don't know exactly what it is, but we can put the timestamps on the entire video to demarcate the segments, like prepared
Yeah.
speeches this year. You know how we see it on regular
Yep.
YouTube
Yep.
videos, so you have those timestamps. So I don't know the technique to do it, but I can find out and let you know. But I'm sure that the PR team is really creative enough to go find it on their own as well. But yeah, we can work on that. I think that timestamp will be easier, and we can highlight certain. So when we are uploading it on social media, we can put the link there, for example, on Instagram and say, jump to this particular section to watch so and so speech, or what a great evaluation, jump to 45.30 or whatever. So that way we can do that.
Any other suggestion, or else we will wrap this?
Add on to what Toastmaster Roli said, what we can also do is that we can add a little description in the description box of the YouTube videos, where we can say that what the meeting is about, or like what the basic description that we put in the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Description at times matters a lot. Yeah. Any other suggestion?
Toastmaster only we decided to discuss the outside the meeting, like how we can use the meetup to.
Yes, I am so glad. I am so glad. I raised my hand and he spoke. We're in perfect swing. We will catch up after the meeting and we will sort that out. Okay. We'll fix up a time again, because obviously the last time we set it up, we didn't really get a chance to meet. So let's just fix up another time and then meet this weekend and sort that part out.
Okay,
I
so
will
that's
probably, yeah, sorry, Anand, but
yeah.
just jumping in, we'll probably need somebody from the PR team to also work with us for the meetup part. So between you and Shubham, Gunjan, you and Shubham, the two of you
Sure.
can decide who is going to work with Alok and me and let us know.
Sure.
Yeah, so sorry to interrupt, but I think
Yep, yep,
we are
yes.
running short, so we will just I will just interject here. So if any other suggestion is there, please quickly come up, or we will else wrap this up here for the fifth part.
Let's go ahead, Anand. Okay. Spend enough time.
So just one suggestion I had to add. I have seen with few clubs that they actually use the guest contact list which they have had for the past few months and send them emails on not a regular basis but at times, and from that also the leads can be generated. This is something which even professional speakers, not professional speakers in terms of Toastmasters, but professional speakers do to have more clients of their own. So that's something, a trick which the VPM and the PR can use. And the sixth part, that is the achievement and recognition. Uh, what is the cause? I'm not sure of BCP. Okay. We don't formally recognize on a regular basis if one has completed a level or a path or has received some other credit, maybe because of DCP, because of the DCP and level completion sheet was not regularly maintained, or there was some communication gap. Okay. Members are not recognized formally during club meetings, and progress charts are not displayed. And big achievements should be announced in the club meetings as well. This is one of the suggestions. And we can use pathways and level completion certificates during meeting, display the same and recognize the member. As soon as the awards are approved and submitted by VP8 committee can let the president know prior to the meeting of the same, so the member can be recognized, and need VP team to display the progress charts regularly during the meetings, and members achieving level and path completion must be recognized during the meeting. So a few suggestions are the same. Yeah, we will have another 7 minutes for the same. Yeah, the floor is open if anybody has got any suggestions.
May I?
Yep, sure.
So about the recognition part, like if someone has completed a pathway or won an award, it should be a practice that a president should address it in the beginning of the meeting so that everyone could know before introducing Toastmaster of the day. So that can be done so that that will be in the front of the guest and as well as the members.
Okay, that's something I think I also wanted to do and had done it during my term for 1 to 2 meetings, but even I couldn't sustain it. That's a valid point, and that can be taken care of. Yeah. Any other suggestions from the members?
I have a request to make
Yeah.
to all of the members present here. I'm just reiterating this. I think several reminders have been sent by the VPA team to all the members to fill in their details of how many projects they've already completed and where they are in their path, and to put in the speech titles and dates as much as they can remember. So I know that I am also guilty of the same. I'm not saying that I'm not aware of like the challenges that might be involved in putting in such data, but that data would really help us trying to identify what our plan should be. So the club success plan cannot be created with just wishful thinking. We have to base it on the facts. For example, if we are trying to identify the members who are going to complete level 1, we can't be looking at people who have already completed level 2 or level 3, right? So we need to identify those people who are yet to complete level 1, so that we can, and that can be done only if the members come forward and say, okay, I've completed this project, right? So please fill in that sheet, and between the VP Ed and the president, you can rest assured that at the end of every month, the minute we have our distinguished club performance report from TI updated, so it is updated at the end of every month. Okay, we can try to do it at the beginning of every month so that we have a charter for the next month to follow. We can do it like that as well. And we will make sure that the progress chart on our DCP status is updated. We are in the process of getting details of all the awards and the criteria for those awards from the district. And once we have all of those details sorted, we will be creating plans for those also, and we will specify what our target is and how close we are to achieving that target month after month. Okay, so that part is definitely going to happen, and announcements during the meeting in the beginning, in the opening address, I will make sure that every level completion and path completion is announced. If there's any other award, I feel that we should announce that as well. I would love to do one thing, but the problem is that it can be done only with a strong cooperation from the members. So just like we try to celebrate people's birthdays, okay, we congratulate them and we wish them on our group. It would be fun and it would be nice to wish them for their personal achievements or their professional achievements as well. Right now, we're not even aware if somebody's got a promotion or somebody's got a job. We're not like congratulating people. And I think that is a very nice sense of family that we can build, but that can be done only by members. It's not possible that I get to know of 2 members, so I announce those. But then I don't get to know of 23 other members, so I don't announce those achievements in the personal life outside Toastmasters. But I think it might help. So what do you guys think?
I think it's a great idea. It's a really great idea. Like even while I was doing PEd, we had a similar thing, like where every few months a form was released, where we had to fill any other achievement that we might have achieved outside the institution. So that was a great way to recognize different students, and we can do the same thing here as well. That's a great suggestion.
We will create the form and plot the form. Yes.
Sure. So we have got another 2 minutes at max, not even 2 minutes, 1 minute. So if anybody has got suggestions, please, you can come up. Okay, then I will have to count till 3. Anybody was
You
not
could try
still spoken yet?
counting from 100 and backwards, right, Anand?
No,
I was tired of 1, 2, 3.
I was planning to call anyone who has still not spoken yet, and he is or she is in the meeting.
Eddie is there.
Eddie hasn't spoken one single syllable.
Yeah, ma'am, I don't have anything to say. That's why I'm so new and I'm listening. This is such
No, Eddie, your opinion really matters because like all of these rules and what can we do and all of these things are perfectly fine. We'll figure out how to do it. You tell us how you feel about the club. Like, what do you think the club is missing out on giving to you?
Like Eddie, especially because you have joined recently, So how was your experience as a guest, or even now as a new member? How is that very transition happening? So you can just share those experiences. Maybe we might just discuss and come up with a really great idea on the same.
First of all, the thing is that I'm quite new. And the other thing is that I have never joined any other clubs, public speaking groups. So I have no idea. And since the day I have joined this meeting, this club, every meeting I have found it very helpful for me. So I don't have anything to say, to be honest. But with time, I think I will learn, I will gain experience, then I will be much more open. So yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Okay. But anybody who has still not spoken yet and they come up with an idea, or they have any like slightest of their opinions which they would want to share, please come forward and share with the EC or any of the people you feel comfortable with. They will hopefully pass it on to the right person at the right time. Now, it's time for us to check our scores and have we met the
Toastmasters.
standards.
Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt. Toastmaster
Yeah.
Baldev wanted to speak something.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Toastmaster Baldev.
Oh, no, I just wanted to make, I had my observation. I think Toastmaster Eddie is preparing for the observational humorist for the next meeting. That's it for now.
I really missed the last meeting. I saw the posters and I was like, I missed something during the last week.
That's
I have-
actually true. I was listening to every one of you, and to be honest, you guys were discussing in such. You guys were so serious that I couldn't find any material.
Oh, no, you got it. You already got it because today's theme is moment of truth. You got it.
Everyone is so serious. They're discussing about the group. How can we make it better? Everything and all. And we have a new, not new, but someone who's already been part of this Toastmasters Club. And I think his name is Deep. He's left probably. So every one of you were giving such incredible insights. So I just thought that just hearing it out, listening, and listening to your opinions would be better. And moreover, I was also focusing on my duty, my job. But I think today I won't get that opportunity. So it's okay, no problem.
We are surely looking forward to your feedback also, Eddie, in upcoming next 2 days and so forth. Because the
days?
club will also be, yeah, I think the club will also be forming the club success plan. They have to submit to the area by 5th. So they are on the same thing. So they might be reaching out to you. So in case by that time
Me?
you have any suggestions. Yeah.
Oh, me?
So
Okay.
they'll be reaching out to you for your feedback and other things. So you might, if you have any suggestions, you might want to come with the same.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm very nervous now. Okay.
Okay. We are running really very short of time.
I
I
have
won't
one
take much
suggestion,
of your
Anand.
time. Yeah.
Sorry. So, like, my plan could be over the board, but I would say it anyway after seeing all of you and enthusiasm of all. Like, we could offer a souvenir or something like that at a personal level if the pocket allows. If a members complete a level or there's some personal achievement, like a small gift, like a pen or some souvenir from our pockets or our personal collective pockets.
I
So,
think the club has got its budget, and I would really think that we are poised at a really very good situation where we can afford the same. So the club PR and such team can just formulate some awards, uh, uh, as I can understand what members are trying to say. So they can just formulate the awards, and we can utilize the club funds to formulate some awards and get the criteria done. So that might be a good thing. Okay,
Okay,
I've just taken a
may I-
note of your point. Yeah.
Okay, Anand. One last thing. Okay, why did you turn off your camera? I know
Is my
maybe you
camera
were.
is my camera turned off? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yes.
Yes, you were looking great in that new suit. You were in the suit boot. You were like
I didn't
amazing.
I didn't do
Hey,
that.
yeah. Oh.
anyways, anyways, let's come back to the meeting, and my VPAT is gonna continue to we are running really very short. So what has been the final score? I will just quickly iterate it out rather than going through the Google sheet, which I had prepared. So this is the final score which we have received. For the first impressions, we are at 4.59. For membership orientation at 4.25. For fellowship at 4.07. At program planning, 4.68. Membership strength at 4.35. And achievement recognition 4.43. There were 6 questions in which we were lying below 4. Like, of course, people look for questions where people scores have been marked for 3 or less, but the scores were so high that I had to take it below 4. So those are the 6 questions, and the PDF, like the PowerPoint, will be shared with you in few days for the EC to look at the same, and they can formulate the club success plan. I really congratulate all the people who filled the Google form, and at the same time came up with their suggestions. It is really very impressive to see the amount of efforts that every member put in to bring this module together. Now I quickly hand over the stage back to the presiding officer, that's Toastmaster Listener. Thank you so much. It was wonderful being a module master. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Can we just all unmute ourselves and clap for Toastmaster? He has, you can see how much work he's put in, right? At the back end, and what he's delivered today, the way he's conducted all the discussions and made sure that we have our points started out. And I was so happy that he was doing something more, that he was noting down all the suggestions that were coming in, and that's really amazing. It's like the hallmark of a past president. I can't say immediate past, but definitely past president. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anand, for that. And shall we invite our table topics master to conduct a short session? Is everybody in the mood for it?
Do we have time for that? I mean,
We might have to skip the table topic question. It's 8:35 or 30.
I'm sorry, what did Alok say? Was it Shubham? Who's
No.
just now?
No.
Toastmaster, Alok, repeat.
Alok, take your hand off your mouth. Let me at least lip read. Just repeat what you said. No?
That's what
Its internet is low, I think.
I hate it when this internet converts our humans into guitars. But okay, let's just have a short 10-minute session. I know that we had planned for an 8-minute session for the president's address and the conclusion of everything, but there isn't much for me to say over there. I'll take just 2 minutes at the end. So let's just have a 10-minute session. Is that okay with everyone? Is that okay?
I would rather have Devi to suggest something than to have a table topic session. I could not hear.
we can. JVD can speak about reviews and book suggestions. I know she gives a lot of speeches. She is the keynote speaker in many of the events. So we can hear from her.
Since we are brainstorming, I would say let's keep it to brainstorming only, and we can have a 10-minute session somewhere in the next meeting for table topic.
Okay. Yeah. Gunjan, you are the default table topics master for the next meeting. Is that okay?
Absolutely fine. I'm already prepared for it.
Yeah, I know. So I don't want to let that go to waste. So our observation humorist and our table topics master are carrying over. Yes. Thank you. And our timer is, of course, extremely unhappy with us. So Devi, people want to hear from you. Would you like to unmute and switch on your video so that we can hear you better and see you better?
Yes, Rolly, I'm really sorry I won't be able to switch on the video today because there's some net issues at my end today whole day. So I'll be on audio if that is okay.
That's perfectly
Okay.
fine. Yeah. Did you hear what Alok had suggested you talk about?
Yes, he was asking about some book suggestions, right?
Don't
Hello?
make a suggestion unless and until you get a promise in return.
Yes, I need something in return.
Okay, go for it, Devi.
So right now I'm having one book with me right in front of me. I'll just give a review about that. This book is a self-help book by name How to Win Friends and Influence People. So it's written by a best-selling author by name Dale Carnegie. So I happened to read this book like 3-4 years back, and I was really amazed to see how this author has given real life examples and show how we can improve the quality of our life. He's taken examples from corporate, he has taken examples from students, he has taken examples from different working professional, and he has shown how they encountered some problem, and when they applied small relationship techniques, how they made their life better, or how they became happier in their life, and how they had good friends, or how they if you take for example a boss, how the boss won over his subordinates, how he faced a roadblock and how he won over the subordinates. And I'm telling you, it's an excellent read. After reading this, I could really take some value out of this book, and I still applied some suggestions from this book to date. And I keep revising the chapters, or even the suggestions that he gives. And it's worth reading this book and worth reading the 220 pages. And I suggest that if you're planning to read this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, make sure that you make a note of all the points, okay, so that you can revisit it again and again, and make sure that each chapter when you read, make sure you apply it in your life. Then you will see the fruitful results coming out of this exercise. If I have to walk you through some of the chapters, favorite chapters of mine are: one talks about how you cannot win an argument, how you need to navigate through peacefully and talk it out to people. Then there is something which talks about how you need to genuinely appreciate the other person to build long lasting relationship. I think I can really relate this to Toastmasters, where we in this platform genuinely appreciate each other, encourage each other, and motivate each other to grow. I think that's one takeaway from this book, that you want to make more friends, be genuinely interested in other, show the interest in other people, and appreciate them. Then you will see yourself having a lot of friends. Then there's another chapter which talks about how complaints won't help you grow in life, or complaining about stuff that won't win you more friends. Instead of that, if you can offer solutions, if you can be calm, see the other side, the solution side of a problem, you will see that people flocking to you, you'll attract more people. So like this, there are so many chapters on one thought. So there are around 30 chapters. You can give time to each chapter, read it thoroughly, and then make a note and apply it in your life. I really loved it 3 years back, and to date, I keep applying the solutions. I hope it will help all of you here. Whenever you find time, do give this book a read. It's one of the bestseller of Dale Carnegie. It was published in 1936, but still till today it's well sought after by people. So I hope you have liked the review, and it will really influence you to pick up this book. Over to you, Rolly. Back to you.
I'm so sorry, I was having trouble unmuting. And thank you for that review, Toastmaster Devi. I think she can actually write an article just about this. How do you do a book review? And the newsletter team can have one article from her just on this topic alone.
Yeah, I would love to, Rolly. Love to give it. Yeah.
Great, great, awesome. So one article done. And to just reiterate Toastmaster Devi's point about Dale Carnegie. So I don't know if all of you are aware of it or not, but he was a Toastmaster at one point of time. Yes, so I expected that Toastmaster Baldev would know this fact. And this is definitely one of the books, and there are many other thin books that he has written along the same series, which make wonderful sense. So I really like the fact that he's able to condense such useful information into such beautiful language, and it really hits you hard. He really has the power of cliche. So he makes that motherhood statement, but it stays with you and you know what it means. And you can apply it practically in your real life. There is another book by him, which for me became a sort of a Bible. It's also by Dale Carnegie. It's called The Art of Public Speaking. We should read it, study it, make notes, and we should quiz each other on that book. It has everything. It talks about how you should structure, how you should utter, how precise you should be, how you can influence your audience with the intent that you have, how you use power, the power of pauses, how you use the change of pace and the change of pitch to influence your audience, how do you use all of these things efficiently. It's just amazing. And I can't tell you, I'm sorry, the number of pages, because I have
I don't know if you were able to hear that because I think I just lost the connection. But yeah, so it's something that we can all read because it's not very highly priced, but it's absolutely fantastic. That's one book. And then On Writing. So On Writing is by Stephen King. And the wonderful author that he is, he's written the book about writing. How do you write? That's another book that if you're interested in writing, if you're interested in putting your thoughts to words and putting them down on paper, that's something that you should really read. These are a couple of authors. I feel we should, I read Stephen King, not just because I am a fan of horror fiction, but also because of the way he writes, like the kind of visualization that he does, the imagery that he presents. You feel that you're living in the scene.
Yeah, he gives very detailed analysis of the surroundings. I am like reading one of his book now, Mr. Mercedes thriller. So yeah, I can feel that he gives a detailed description, Rolly.
Yeah. And whenever like the physical meetings are possible, or if like, you are happy with your COVID status and we are all vaccinated in my house. So you're most welcome to come over to my house and pick up a book that you like. I have, I think, about 7,000 books. So I love to collect by genre, by authors, and so that's my hobby.
That's quite a big library. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's more than 7,000 because at one point my brother and I went and bought about 6,000 books. Like one bookstore was closing down during the ceiling that happened in Delhi. So they were closing down. So we just like piled the books. We brought them home. That was like a very, very fortunate thing. They were selling it for about like 10 rupees, 50 rupees, 100 rupees. I was like, no, not going to lose this chance.
How about logistics? How did you bring that 6,000 on time?
We have a Scorpio.
Okay.
Rather, she asked packages and movers to bring
No,
all
no,
the
no,
things.
no. So I have a Scorpio. So it was just my brother and I, and the books were piled in the back seat. So our Scorpio has a lot of space in the back, and the rest of it could be fit into the back seat of the car. So it was very
Huge
easy.
number. 6,000 is a huge number. Yeah.
Yeah, it was more than 6,000. I'm not sure if it was 6,875 or 6,578. I'm just getting the numbers mixed up. But yeah.
No, this is
Can
good
you
for
please focus?
shopping.
I'm sorry.
Gunjan was saying something.
Yeah, this is what we call shopping.
Oh, this is the only shopping that I can do. I don't like buying clothes. I don't like buying like I don't like want to ever go to a mall. I actually get fever if somebody tells me to go to the mall and shop or anything. I don't like jewelry at all, but I'm too greedy for books. I have to be taken away by my family. Ki chalo, Roli, aage chalenge. No,
I can
we will not
relate.
stop.
Totally relate. Yeah, I've stopped ordering from Amazon because my family gets enraged the moment I order another book. They're like, just hold it, read the ones you already have, and then you can order another set of books if you want.
That's where Kindle comes in. Nobody gets to know. Okay, so we are at 8:50. Okay, and I want to once again thank Toastmaster Santosh for being such a diligent timer. I want to thank our module master. Thank you so much. We won't be having any polls for the roles that have been played today. I think everybody did a remarkable job. And thank you, Toastmaster Devi for that impromptu book review. Every single person who participated in the discussions today gave extremely valuable suggestions. And this club truly is nothing without your suggestions, without your involvement. The overall score that we have for DOTM for this MOT is 4.3988783, if that's but I could just say 4.4 and be done with it. It's not a bad score at all, but we can certainly do better because there are a lot of points. I feel that more than the numbers, the comments speak for themselves. And I really like and appreciate the fact that even when people were citing challenges, they were projecting them in a very positive and constructive manner, and it was formed as a suggestion. I really liked and appreciated that part. And hats off to Toastmaster Anand for collating all of that information. I looked at that sheet and I was like, I hope he doesn't ask me to do anything because I did not have any time. I barely made it to the meeting on time. So thank you for that. And I'm very happy. Now, finally, our district performance report. So the distinguished performance report for our club is up now. Any of you can go and take a look at it. You just have to search for distinguished performance report and type in our club number 4892008 and you'll get it. Or even if you type just Delhi One Toastmasters, even then you will get that report. We have already completed 3 awards. It's just the first month. And yes, sure, 2 awards came in because of the 2 awards that I I was holding up to file. And thank you, Toastmaster Santosh, for helping me file the DTM. And every single person at DOTM has helped me achieve this. I'm not saying it because I want to brag, but I could not have done it without DOTM. Every single moment, every single step, every single level that I have achieved, it was because of DOTM. And the third award that we achieved is because of our membership goal. So we had one goal, which was to have 4 members, and we already have 4 new members. So thank you so much, every single person who has joined, especially Eddie, who was our last joinee. But that does not mean that we don't count all of the people here. You've already been a great asset to the club. Please continue. I have 2 questions. Actually, I have 1 question for 2 people, Toastmaster Eddie and Toastmaster Baldev. Toastmaster Eddie, could you just switch on your video for like half a second?
Oh, yes.
Thank you. I just want to ask both of you, have you joined Pathways?
I have picked my pathways, so
Okay.
it's
Excellent.
effective coaching.
Oh, excellent. And Toastmaster Baldev,
Can you
have
please
you
repeat the question?
have you selected your path?
Oh, no, not. I'm still driving Pathfinder. So hopefully, this week. Yeah.
Much as I love the car or the beast of a car, but please
No,
make sure
actually,
that
it is Pathfinder. That's the car I drive. So,
yes.
so hopefully, not yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know what I have to. It's clear to me what I have to do. I have to give on paper. Although Sanju has been behind me very diligently, it's from my side to go. Yeah.
Not an issue. I would suggest 2 things. One is please enroll in the path as soon as possible, because that comes free with your membership. Okay. And please do not select the print option. Please select the digital option. It helps you keep everything online in one spot. The print option is not working that well, even though you get it in the form of a manual. It's much easier to enroll in it, to track your projects, and to identify the project description. Everything is much easier in the digital version. And in any case, the print version has 20 rupees, sorry, $20 extra. Don't go
No,
for that.
I will follow your suggestion. Why did you keep these meetings also online? I can't fly every week. So that's, yeah. So I will go for online. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Yes.
I'm wondering for the team mode role for the next meeting.
Awesome. Anybody?
Rolly, would you please like to take this role?
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Sure. I will let
Okay.
you know the theme by tomorrow or day after.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
ग्रुप फी ले सकते हैं हम. Let's say group fee.
Yes, let's do that. All right, everybody. 1. Devi. Oh, Shubham. Okay. People are not even responding. Got it. Thank you, everyone. All right. So we can, and thank you, Jatin, for posting 374 pages. Not a very large book, but it has tremendous value. Okay. Thank you, everyone, and good night. And thank you so much, Toastmaster Baldev. Have a great dinner, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we will see each other back on
Right. Happy
Friday.
weekend, everyone.
Yes. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Anand.